Welcome, friends, to the Gifted Essentials Library. Today's book that I'm reviewing for you has a warm place in my heart. It brings a smile to my face, and I think you're going to love it too. The name of the book is Confessions of a Soup Nazi, an adventure in acting and cooking. Here is the cover of the book. You'll notice there's tabs. You'll hear about them in a minute. It was written by Larry Thomas, and it's copyrighted in 2014. It has 397 pages, including 2 indexes, photos, recipes, and stories. It is a great way to experience someone's memoir with them, someone's life with them, with photos and recipes and stories. And he's a great storyteller and he's a great writer. The book has 29 chapters in it, and I did some of the recipes out of it. I made that curried lentils, that's on page 219, and I made the wild mushroom soup. Oh my word, that's on page 316, I think, somewhere in there, 300 and something. I think it was 316. And boy, was it delicious. In fact, I made that wild mushroom soup and shared it with a friend, took it to her house, and she's like, oh my God, that's yummy. And I pulled out the book and said, this is where I got the recipe, which you wouldn't really imagine that a memoir from an actor would be so amazing and magical. But once you talk to Larry or you understand him a little bit, it makes perfect sense to me. Now, the whole soup Nazi thing came into reality because he was the actor who said, no soup for you on that Seinfeld show where he was nominated for an Emmy. But there's way more to this man than that one character, even though that was something that is still really fun to talk about. I had a pleasure of talking to Larry because he was going to be on my show, Someone Gets Me. And we had a great conversation prior to recording that podcast. And right as we started recording, his internet really started acting up. And it wasn't acting up at all when we were having our conversation in the beginning. And so I was disappointed and it was frustrating because electronics weren't working with us and all of those things. And so that episode has not yet been published because it's just, we can't get enough out of it to make a good episode. So we're going to redo the interview at some point and you'll get to hear it. But one of the things that really stuck in my mind was how personable Larry is, how much he cares, and how generous he is as a human being. And that feeling I had speaking with him that morning still is with me. It's been a couple months now, few months, I don't know, several months, but it still is with me. I still smile when I see his face on this book. I laugh and smile when I look in the book at some of the pictures, some of the stories. They really speak to my heart. So I'm reviewing this book today to give you an understanding or an idea that this is a really good book for gifted people for several reasons. One is Larry is gifted and he thinks fast. He has a good sense of humor. He's personable, and his career bloomed kind of late in his life. It didn't all start easy in the very beginning. He went through a lot to get where he is, and he worked really hard and had to focus and diligence and creativity. And his cooking and his recipes were part of that creativity. So it really helps a gifted person see that you can have multiple talents. You can be a multipotentialite. You can be known for one thing and have so many other things going on as well. And you can bring them together in a way that is beautiful and serves people. I'm sure the book has served other people besides me, but I can tell you, reading the stories really gets my heart going. He's been through a lot in his life, and reading and trying the recipes gives me a real taste, if you will, for his life and really good food. He's a good cook. These recipes are delicious. So for those of us who are twice exceptional and gifted, and we have all these things going on, this is a great memoir to read because the stories are short and sweet. There's interspersed with pictures. There's interspersed with different recipes. There's all kinds of things in this book that help us be able to go from subject to subject, story to story in a meaningful way. Now, the other thing Larry did that is a genius, which proves to me even more so that he's as gifted as I say he is there are indexes in the back, one for the alphabet and one for subjects. So we can go looking up things and finding things and seeing ideas and content and topics that he brings up by an index, and also, of course, by the table of contents. So I highly recommend this book, Confessions of a Soup Nazi, An Adventure in Acting and Cooking. I'm not sure I would have drawn to me, except having a personal conversation with the man awoke in me, I guess, a curiosity to check it out and to say, I wonder what this book is about. You know, he was really fun to talk to. I wonder what the book is about. Well, I've used the book a lot, not only for recipes, but for inspiration, and to remind myself maybe sometimes that we can have multiple things happening. We can have lots of skills and talents and abilities, and they can come together in great, amazing ways in all different kinds of formats, whether it's acting or creating, or in his example, cooking and connecting with people. And he saved a lot of old photos. So there's a part of him that held on to his history and what mattered to him and is connected to it. And in our conversation, he was talking about how much he cares deeply for his son and people close to him. There's a lot of depth in Larry, like there's a lot of depth in all of us gifted people, because that's how we roll, right? So check it out. Maybe grab the book and make a bunch of the recipes for your family, because I can tell you, everyone I've tried in here, it's really, really good. Yes, that's not the run-of-the-mill type food. It's really good. So here it is, Confessions of a Soup Nazi by Larry Thomas. Go get the book. Check it out. Enjoy his life, enjoy his recipes, and enjoy the fact that it really resonates with those of us as gifted people. Until the next episode of the Gifted Essentials Library, keep reading. Send me any books you'd like me to review, and I'll be happy to do it. See you later.